Sampson is not like hitters, period. Solo home run by Laureano, and that's way gone.
Do you remember when you stepped on my bat?
Was that the game I went 9 innings or something? I let him know I was ready to go and just kept running.
Ooh, he got Laureano. Here come both benches.
They hit some pretty good pitches today, but there's no room in this game for that.
Another gorgeous day for baseball in the Bay Area as your Texas Rangers go for their first series win since June. The Rangers look to nix the curse of the Coliseum and get back into the wild card chase. Ramon Laureano not in the lineup tonight, created that testy situation last night. The question is, will it spill over into Sunday's finale as the Rangers wrap up the 10-game, 10-day road trip? We welcome you into Rangers Live, driven by Ford. Rick Renner hanging out with a couple of cats that think baseball should actually consider having a penalty box. I think you guys made the great point last night. When you play a team 19 times, there's going to be hostility. It is human nature.
When you play them that many times and when there's just the level of competition that there is in the major leagues, something is bound to happen.
Now you're playing a team 19 times in your own division. You're in the hunt for the playoff picture, and something goes a little bit haywire, and you're playing them over and over and over again. Something's bound to happen.
Well, let's flash back to what happened on June 8th when Adrian Sampson got his first complete game win over the A's at Globe Life Park. Mark Canha homered, enjoyed watching it, put his bat down so gently. Sampson took exception, and then later reportedly stepped on Ramon Laureano's bat. We fast forward to last night. Sampson gave up 4 home runs. This one to Laureano, who instantly starts barking at Sampson. Appeared to be saying, "You want to step on my bat now?" Sampson bowed up, and nothing happened.
Nothing did happen. A lot of times a situation like this can escalate quickly. Sampson didn't appreciate it. You know, there's all kinds of talk in baseball these days about let the kids play, let guys, watch their home runs if they want to. But I think in this situation, it was more Laureano trying to show Sampson up because he felt like Sampson did that to him when he stepped on his bat.
Then we go to the 8th inning. Rafael Montero would plunk Laureano, and tempers flare again. Bench is clear, no fisticuffs, but Montero and manager Chris Woodward would be ejected from the game. Is everybody just a little too sensitive these days, Boo?
Well, I don't know. I mean, whether that was intentional or not intentional, and I don't think that one was. But the way it looked in the throughout the course of that game, it didn't look very good. I think you got situations where individually people view things differently about what it is to cross the line. I may view what's crossing the line differently than Murph or than you or than Mac. When we're up here talking. Things have changed over time. I think the best quote of the night last night came from Jeff Mathis. I don't know if you saw it or not. He says, I don't even want to comment on this because you can talk about this all day long. He says, you see celebrations all the time. The game is changing. I don't even know what's fun and what isn't. And I think that's where we are at the point. So it's up to each individual what they take exception to and how they handle it.
That's a really good point. Well, let's hear from the main participants after the game, Laureano and Sampson.
I guess that's what they do here. Look at their homers to him. If you watch tape, you see how long he stared at and yelling at me. So I let him know I was ready to go, and he just kept running. So
I say what I say, and let him know, and that's it. You remember when you step on my bat, and so you can step on it again, and yeah.
Was that the game I went 9 innings or something? Yeah. Mm-hmm. We won the game 9 innings, so that's all I got on that. I'll give him credit. He got me on it, and they hit some pretty good pitches today, but there's no room in this game for that.
Wow, a little sugarcoating there. Enjoyed that. Well, there were other comments that were interesting in this game afterwards. Mark Canha, who, of course, is the guy that started all of this back on June 8th, he had this to say after the game. This guy, Sampson, kind of had a target on his back. We were fired up to face him today. Then Elvis Andrews to Evan Grant of the Dallas Morning News. I get the celebrating, but it's the talking. That's got to stop. You look at the pitcher, you yell at him. If it was me, I'd be like, okay, let's go. Wow. Pretty spicy stuff right there, and we couldn't ask for a better setup for today's game. Do you think it will carry over today?
It could with Laureano not in the lineup tonight. Maybe it won't be that big of a deal, but who knows?